so late, but it is what it is. I don't even really have a good excuse. So I like to get my PrepperNow video done. I do it at night, folks. I do it from about 10:30 on because that's when my family goes to bed, and I can come here and I can do what I do, and I don't got to worry about missing out on their time. Then I get to bed, and thankfully I've been able to sleep in. So hopefully you're able to sleep in too. So we are going to talk about it. This one is called Attackums and ISIS and AfPak War, all bad. And these are all different things that are going. There's a big worry that the Attackums is going to start to really get used because when Trump gets in, they're going to be taken away. And ISIS, for lack of a better way of putting it, is basically going to start running Syria. I mean, they're coming out and trying to make it seem like everything is wonderful, but if you know what's going on the ground, it's not. And then Afghanistan, Pakistan are really kind of at each other's throats. So, not good. Not good at all. We're going to cover it. We're going to cover it all. There's a good amount. Nothing crazy. Mondays are always strange. Monday and Tuesdays are the weakest nights for this, so I guess we'll, get some good kids in the room. PrepperNow got some good coverage, but, this is just the way it works when it comes to Monday and Tuesday here on the tube. Also, over there on the PrepperNow is getting a lot of buffering. Are you guys noticing a lot of buffering going on other channels? I have industrial strength internet, to say the least. My wife does telemed, and we have to have like a certain, like it's like I said, it's industrial strength. It's because it's done through her job. So there's really no excuse for all the problems in buffering. And so TDDR says yes. Okay. All right. If it's, and I'm not saying that they're targeting me or anything like that, but sometimes geospatial stuff, like sunspots and yada yada. Okay, so multiple people are saying yes. So I guess it's just one of those things. There is a huge anomaly in the southern hemisphere right now for magnetism between South America and South Africa. I'm going to really look into that tomorrow. I haven't seen much on it, but as you know, I like to cover things that other people don't. If you're over on PrepperNow, we talked about debt and the usual to begin with, but we ended up talking about human population collapse. Because it is a real thing, and they're trying to sell you that everything is hunky-dory and wonderful, and where there's too many people and you should only have one child. And if you look at the TFR, which is like the replacement thing, we're heading towards some real problems with all of that. So it is what it is. All right, well, we're at 4 minutes. Let's get started, and we're going to do our thing here on the Crisis Report. Buckle in, hit that like button, do the subscribe thing, yada, 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 darken out the bell, and here we go. Telegram blocked Russian state-owned media channels. Several EU countries, a number of major Russian news outlets had their Telegram channels blocked across several European Union countries. December 28th, users attempting to access these channels now see a notice saying that content has been restricted, no longer available. Restrictions apply to several Russian state-run or controlled media outlets, including RIA Novosti, Izvestia, Russia 1, Channel 1, NTV, and Rossiyskaya Gazeta. So, Telegram is getting the pressure, but I guess when you forcibly hold the CEO in Europe, you kind of got to do what you want them to do. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Shebekha. I conveyed a message of support to al-Shara from President Zelensky. Seek to cooperate with the new Syrian administration in several fields. We will provide 500 tons of flour for free aid to Syria. Ukraine and Syria are talking. It's kind of on the grain level right now. I don't know why. It's such a big deal that Ukraine and Syria talk. It's like two prize fight losers having a conversation after they get their butts kicked, and then, I don't know. Syria is in a terrible state. Ukraine's obviously in a terrible state, and I don't know. I don't cover that much. That was like supposedly some big story today. I'm not going to cover it that much because I don't think it's that important, to be honest with you. Germany provides 60 million euros worth of projects in Syria to boost education and women's rights. All projects will be run through non-governmental organizations and UN and agencies. Syria's new government, not Syria's new government. Probably a good idea because, well, to be honest with you, there's a lot of cleaning going up, I guess is the polite way to put it, especially if you're an Alawite Christian, not good. United States also sent $3.4 billion in additional direct budget assistance to Ukraine. U.S. Treasury announced. By the way, Treasury got hacked today. If you're on the super secret, great. If you're not, well, it is youtube.com/@ Global Intel channel. So, yeah, go check me out over there and subscribe. Almost to 600 subscribers. I'm slow rolling it, just kind of easing in. I do like a video a week. Nothing crazy. But 2 weeks ago on that channel, I said that Syria was going to be doing what it's doing now. So, that channel is like there if everything crumbles, and it's just a straightforward, no messing around, normal old channel. And, it's doing well so far. All things considered, for a super secret channel that no one knows about. Russia-Ukraine conducted a prisoner exchange. They exchanged 150 captives from each side. UAE, little New Year's relief. Washington is going to explore sanctions relief to Syria. Russia and Ukraine had the prisoner exchange, and the first aid plane from Qatar to Syria has arrived at Damascus. UN is concerned again. UN Secretary General Tedros. That's Gutierrez. That's WHO. UN Assistant Secretary General says the attacks in Israel, Yemen, and the Red Sea are a source of great concern. UN calls both parties to respect international law. UN is concerned again. UN Assistant Secretary General says that attacks in Israel, Yemen, and the Red Sea are a source of great concern. UN calls both parties to respect international law. Russian hackers hacked Ukrainian TV, publishing a warning about the Oreshnik missile launch on Ukrainian cities. Strong R3 radio blackout in progress due to X-flare towards Earth, Asia. Maybe that's what's going on with the channels. Senior official from China reveals an unprecedented space weapon and declares, have you heard of the Southern Heavenly Gate plan? We are launching a giant aircraft carrier that flies at an altitude of 42,000 meters. When it comes to Taiwan, the future battlefield will have no hope. I have a video of this thing. It looks like Star Wars. I don't know if it's real or not. But you better pray to God that thing's not real, because we got nothing like it. Senior official from China reveals an unprecedented space weapon. That's a doubler. Excuse me. Syria, the Israeli army is penetrating deep into the city of Quneitra. Israeli tanks are besieging government buildings there and demanding their evacuation. Syrian sources to Sky News Arabia have said. Israeli airline El Al has decided to suspend flights on the Tel Aviv-Moscow Domodedovo Airport Tel Aviv route until the end of March 2025. Decision was made after comprehensive assessment of the situation. Portal quotes a statement from an airline representative. U.S. will allocate $15 billion to Ukraine secured by future income from frozen Russian assets. Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal has said the agreement was signed by the Ukrainian Ministry of Finance and the World Bank. This is what we call a red line from Russia, folks. They're really not happy with that, and they don't want that to happen. And they basically said, if you do this, then we're going to have a red line crossed. So we'll see. They're getting to the point where they keep doing things, and it's just getting a little bit more intense every day. Guinea-Bissau flagged Turkish-owned, Turkish-managed, sanctioned Russian shadow fleet oil tanker line has been adrift for over 24 hours in the Estonian EEZ east of Finland. Estonia to undersea telecom line. Border Patrol Turbo 5 nautical miles to the east. Coming months, Poland will build a road to the Russian enclave Königsberg region, which will allow Polish soldiers to act faster to any potential security breaches, according to FT. Taliban have captured a Pakistani army military post in Salazar, the deputy region of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. 13 Pakistani soldiers were reportedly killed. Ukraine war will continue. Russia accumulated many missiles for shelling Ukraine. 14 Tu-95 MS aircraft are currently deployed near Ukraine. At least 3 are already equipped with cruise missiles. Kremlin says that no conditions for ending the conflict in Ukraine have been met. Last night, Ukraine targeted the Druzhba oil pipeline in the Bryansk region, key oil supply route to Europe via Belarus. According to reports, the new Peklo missile launching drone was used. There was a definite upgrade in weapons today between the two. Unknown gunmen attacked an army base in the Argentine state of Misiones, killing a guard. Attackers stole an undisclosed amount of weapons and ammunition and had reportedly FAL rifles and shotguns. Investigation suggests that they could be of foreign origin, presumably from Paraguay and Brazil. Major security operation is currently underway, involving 1,600 police officers, drones, and helicopters to locate those responsible. Ford Company has been hacked on its X account. They're saying all kinds of glowing reviews about Palestine and all that, and some negative stuff on Israel. Ukraine, Russian hackers published a warning on launching an Oreshnik Intermediate Range Ballistic Missile, or IRBM, on the broadcasting system. It looked like, red color and warning stuff and everything, and yeah, it'd be scary. Putin has already promised to warn civilians in Ukraine before a new Oreshnik strike. Russia, massive Ukrainian missile strike on Lvov, Kursk region, allegedly HIMARS, possibly ATACMS related. Russian sources claim that the missiles were intercepted. Russia, Ukrainian missile strike on Lvov. Missile attack took place in the location of the 810th Brigade of the Russian Army. This is from Finn Sniper. I guess he's Finnish. If Russia decides to attack Finland, Baltics, or any other NATO partner, we will go all in till Moscow is taken. This is our final warning, Russia, so you understand. Folks, they are brewing for a war. Okay? Whether you know this or not, whether you think it or not, whether you believe it or not, they're getting ready for a major war. Let's see. Putin seized one of the largest beer manufacturers in the country, worth billions of dollars, AB InBev. FS Russia, co-owned by Belgian Anheuser-Busch InBev, Turkish Anadolu FS, 11 breweries. Kremlin blocked AB InBev's sale of the stake to the Turkish partner, so people were wondering about that. Lvov command post, communications headquarters, was attacked beforehand. More than 6 explosions, probably Storm Shadow missiles, were used. Violent explosion rocked the police academy east of Cairo, with reports of deaths and injuries. The explosion occurred nearly a day ago. Police academy in the eastern Cairo was caused by a gas leak maintenance work, killed 3 individuals, including a lieutenant colonel and 2 security personnel, in addition to injuring a bunch of others. Kiev region and a number of other regions are on alert. Air Force informs about UAV from the Charnov region, which is heading into the Kiev region. Houthis from Yemen caused large-scale air raid alerts in central Israel after a ballistic missile launch. Empire State Building is illuminated in red, white, and blue tonight in tribute to former President Jimmy Carter, who passed away yesterday at 100 years old. President Donald Trump has endorsed House Speaker Mike Johnson to continue his role as House Speaker in the 119th Congress incoming. Matthew Graves, the POS, Washington, D.C. U.S. Attorney and lead prosecutor in the January 6 cases, has reportedly resigned ahead of Donald Trump's return to office. Hunter Biden. U.S. Treasury says China hacked its workstations in a cyber attack. Again, yes, go to the Global Intel channel and check the video out there. Just did it. White House has identified a 9th U.S. telecom worker network, that Chinese state hackers have compromised in a sweeping intrusion, a senior official said December 27th. Authorities have taken steps to prevent similar cases of espionage, cyber espionage, hold the cyber attackers liable for their actions. Ann Neuberger, Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technology, revealed the new information in a press briefing as officials continue to assess the scope of the cybersecurity breach from China's state-backed Salt Typhoon hacking group, which has been carried out ranging espionage campaign since 2022. They also hacked Treasury in a major incident. The breach, first flagged on December 8th by software provider Beyond Trust, involved Chinese state-sponsored hackers accessing federal employees' workstations and unclassified documents using a stolen security key. Incident follows a major breach by the group Salt Typhoon, which reportedly infiltrated U.S. telecom networks, compromising communications of high-profile figures and also putting geolocation on their person. So think about that would do if you had the whereabouts of a major CEO of, say, a telecom company. NASA has been monitoring a strange anomaly on Earth's magnetic field, giant region of lower magnetic intensity in the skies above the planet, stretching out between South America and Southwest Africa. Here is the link if you would like to check it in the Substack, PrepperNow.substack.com. Azerbaijan says Russia pledged to identify and punish those responsible for the plane crash. So they're going to go looking for the people when it's, I think the killer's upstairs. Xi tells Biden China-U.S. relationship is one of the most important in the world, according to CCTV. Kiss a little butt. Greece on Monday announced a campaign to protect teens from website addiction after a similar move in Australia from social media companies. Each cigarette a person smokes supposedly takes 20 minutes off their life, according to new estimates. Sky News. NASA keeps watching a mysterious weakening of Earth's magnetic field, becoming an ongoing subject. 3 deaths have been blamed on large waves of up to 13 feet or 4 meters, pummeling Ecuador, Chile, and Peru, where there are nearly 100 ports have been closed because of these rough conditions. Posts on Ford's X account, including multiple pro-Palestine messages, have been deleted. U.S. Treasury said its workstations were hacked in a cyber attack by a giant Swiss plane crew member died after an emergency landing. We covered all that yesterday with all the issues going on with planes. Warning, as underwater volcano off the U.S. West Coast is primed to erupt in 2025. Oh, lovely. Add that to the list of doom. Ukrainian President Zelensky says an important decision will be taken today by the U.S. administration regarding the military aid package. And this is about the White Emperor New China jet. It says if you clear the clutter and see its pivotal point for China, the announcement of its military superiority, especially for Asia-Pacific region, is at the point which gets U.S., NATO, and China's main contender in the Asia-Pacific region. India and Japan's heads have been scratching on what else China has been harboring. This is a critical point in the juxtaposition where the Taiwanese invasion looks very close and where one should be very well prepared for. They're saying 2025, China very well could try to take Taiwan. U.S. is going to provide Ukraine with $15 billion in future income from frozen Russian assets. Ukraine intelligence is expecting a New Year attack by the Russian aerospace forces. Apparently 14 Russian Tu-95 bombers were prepared. Ukraine intelligence is expecting a New Year's attack. We have just covered that. We're going to move on. In a new annual report submitted by the U.S. DoD to Congress titled Military and Security Developments Involving the PRC, DoD assessment is that China has surpassed 600 operational nuclear warheads in its stockpile of 2024. Additionally, the DoD estimates that China will have over 1,000 operational nuclear warheads by 2030. Additionally, China is actively working on developing and implementing a launch-on warning or low posture called early warning catastrophic, where warning of a missile strike leads to a counterstrike before an enemy first strike can detonate. Low technology is only present with the U.S. and Russia as of now. According to the report submitted to the DoD to Congress, the PLAA has increased its posture in the ETC and along the Taiwan Strait, providing the PLAA with enhanced firepower and mobility and rapid strike capabilities. Significant reorganizations, amphibious assault training in recent years likely indicate that Taiwan contingency is a high priority. PLAA contributions to a Taiwan invasion scenario likely include extensive amphibious Army aviation SOF and air assault operations. PLA is preparing for a contingency to unify Taiwan with the PRC by force if perceived as necessary by Beijing, while simultaneously deterring, delaying, and denying any third-party intervention on Taiwan's behalf, according to a U.S. Department. PLA could offer Xi the following military options against Taiwan. Option 1, air and maritime blockade. That's what I think would happen. Option 2, limited force or coercive options. Option 3, joint firepower strike. Or Option 4, amphibious invasion of Taiwan. That is the toughest. Who knows? German SC claims polo shirts, sneakers, and dachshunds are now part of the classic fascist outfit. So if you're just a normal human being with a dachshund and going to work in a polo, you're now a fascist, according to major websites in Germany. Migrant Association, concerned with the right-wing violence, and strongly advises people with migration history not to visit the city alone of Magdeburg in Germany, according to De Bild, after an Arab attack on the Christmas market. Latvia has prepared a new batch of thousands of drones for Ukraine. Latvian Defense Minister also noted that in 2025, Latvia planned to allocate 20 million euros for the purchase of more drones. James Apathurai, the NATO Deputy Assistant Secretary General for Policy Affairs, Innovation and Cyber Technologies, warned of the growing risks posed by Russian hybrid warfare, including sabotage and arson, in an interview with Sky News. Ballistic missile launched at Israel from Yemen, successfully intercepted by Israeli air defense, or was it? According to the IDF, the missile was shot down before crossing into Israel, and sirens sounded, fears of falling fragments following the interception. Apparent fragment of the Houthi ballistic missile launched at Israel from Yemen this evening crashed in Bet Shemesh near Jerusalem. No major damage caused. IDF said the missile was intercepted. Sirens sounded across central Israel due to the possibility of debris. Defaults on U.S. credit card loans have reached their highest level since 2010. First 9 months of 2024, lenders wrote off $46 billion in serious delinquent loans, 50% increase from the previous year and the highest level in 14. We covered that over on PrepperNow live stream. Go check it. 2 ballistic missiles were launched from Yemen towards central Israel, resulting in at least 1 impact. IDF has declared military censorship on the missile launch, which likely means at least one of the 2 missiles was not intercepted. Ben Gurion International Airport temporarily halted all civilian flights, leaving from Tel Aviv. Today is the 25th anniversary of President Putin's reign of the Russian Federation. That's right, 25 years Putin has run Russia. Think about that. Bryansk and Crimea, Sevastopol, Ukrainian UAVs approaching. Explosions in Sevastopol, Crimea, drone attack underway. That was about 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Jack Smith dropped Trump's co-defendant's classified documents case. Go away. Thread by U.S. tech workers on X. You thought the H-1B visa was bad. Well, wait until you hear about the largest guest worker program killing jobs for American college grads. That's the optional practical training. That's called OPT. No caps. Employers get payroll tax exemptions and no wage requirements. Wonderful. Senegal says it's closing all foreign military bases, a move aimed at French troops in the country. Senegal's prime minister said on Friday that the government is closing all foreign military bases, an announcement essentially aimed at France, the West African nation's former colonial power. Britain's collapse and Ireland's future. To extend to which Britain is collapsing is only now slowly being revealed to the wider public. Irish leaders and the Irish public at large have been largely ignorant of the developments and have not even begun to think what that might mean. Having a close neighbor go through a difficult period is never easy, but even given the historical relationship between Ireland and Britain, this will provide doubly true for Ireland. So, UK is definitely having some problems. There's a doubler. Iranian-backed Houthis, missiles, attacks on Israel again. The FBI has issued a warning to NFL, NBA, and NHL athletes about organized crime and their houses being targeted. Many of these criminal gangs consist of illegal immigrants from South America who have entered through the open border. Horrors of Syria continue, and the rebels are settling accounts with old regime supporters. It's enough to be ethnically related to Assad's tribal affiliation, the Alawites to be beaten or even dispatched. Hadassah Medical Center, Prime Minister Netanyahu felt well this morning with his condition continued to improve. He was transferred to an underground hospital unit, and indicators are normal and satisfactory, they say. From Ukrainian channel Resident UA, it's one of the large ones. Our sources in the office of the president reported that Biden administration recommended Ukraine use all long-range American missiles before Trump's inauguration. New U.S. president may prohibit their use by armed forces of Ukraine, but supposedly he said, you've got a green light. ISIS, Jelani, Al-Qaeda, terrorists control the Syrian coastline, and this is a danger to all countries bordering the sea. They can infiltrate Cyprus, Greece, Italy, Turkey, and even Israel, not to mention immigration to Europe, which will now receive a new and huge departure base. Europe must quickly realize that it is in a great new danger. ISIS is a full force and free, and its shores are completely exposed and vulnerable. Fearing Israeli attacks, where do the Houthis move their weapons? Well, according to reports, attacks carried out by Israel on Yemen, including Sana'a Airport, Houthis have been busy clearing weapons from military bases and then being destroyed from further attacks. According to the same sources, the weapons have been transferred to residential buildings in Sana'a's area. Among these things, weapons were transferred to Bani al-Harith neighborhood, Al-Sa'ani, and Nokum area. According to reports, among the citizens in those neighborhoods, there is a growing concern about the move of the Houthis, but they have little choice but to agree to due to their fear imposed by the Houthi regime. It should be noted that hiding weapons in homes is the invention of the Houthis, but it is a method that Hezbollah in Lebanon also used. Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, threatened the Security Council if the Houthis do not stop their attacks on Israel. Their fate and that of their leaders will be similar to that of the leaders of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Syria. Deputy head of Hezbollah's political council, Haj Mahmoud Kamati, we committed to patience for 60 days, and on the 61st day, another day, and the situation will change, and the existing forces will become occupation forces, and we will deal with them on this basis. We're patient with the violations for the sake of the people so they can return to their villages in the south, and today they're demanding that we respond to these violations. Ceasefire is almost done. War will return. Ukraine has launched a major swarm strike on a naval drones against the Russian port of Sevastopol, Crimea. Oh yeah, wonderful there. And Afghanistan and Pakistan are on the verge of direct war. Afghan Taliban is amassing troops near the border with Pakistan. Earlier, Pakistani strikes killed at least 46, targeting suspected militant hideouts. Pakistan explains it targeted Taliban training camps and bases. And if you think for 1 second it's not going to get possibly going there, then you don't know. Clear as mud, right, folks? Yes, yes. All right, so I need you to hit that like button. I need you to do the subscribe thing. Darken out the bell, get the notifications. I need you to join me on Twitter and X and Minds and Gab and True Social. And I need you to come back for more tomorrow, okay? Most comprehensive news on YouTube. This is the Crisis Report. We do it nightly. Sorry it's been later, but we got to do what we got to do. I do this around my family, and you know what? We always get it done. Thanks to my mods, okay? Please be good to them. God bless you all. And, yeah, keep prepping. There's a lot of crap going on out there, and we don't want it to affect you. Best thing to do is to prep. And if you haven't been over to the latest stream on PrepperNow, if that doesn't make you want to prep and get things ready, I don't know what will, because all kinds of stuff are going worse and worse and worse. And your prices for food are going to immediately affect you. And the way the world is going is probably going to affect you too. All right. Good talk. Love you. Bye. Crisis Report out.